Most we're gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone who rule well, and much love to the elect of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai out there, pushing out this word in truth and sincerity, and all the believers, you know. And we're just gonna the brothers from Great Millstone Tampa, just gonna go in the spirit again, per usual. But let me start in NLT in Daniel chapter 12. This a little bit is Daniel 12 and 1 in the NLT says that at that time Michael, the archangel who stands guard over your nation, will arise, which is Israel. Then there will be a time of anguish greater than any since nations first came into existence. So that's including the flood, Sodom and Gomorrah, Egypt, all all the world disasters that's happened from the beginning till this day. It says it's going to be a greater anguish. Let's see if it says the word for anguish here. Let's see. People will be time of this. Well, it says distress, but in the Hebrew, well, in the King James it says distress, but let's see, in the Hebrew it is tazarah, and then it means straits, distress, trouble, vexer, adversary. So it's a strong definition. It says adversary, adversity, affliction, anguish, distress, tribulation. What is it? The hour of temptations coming, great tribute. Next word is trouble. The time of Jacob's trouble. So this is the anguish, the distress that's coming upon the earth. That it's going to be so bad that it's never been even seen on the face of the earth before. To the point where the archangel Michael got to come and defend the elect. It says, but at that time, every one of your people whose name is written in the book will be rescued. So only those that are written in the book of life, right? These are going to be the ones protected. Right? The scripture says in Psalm 34, the angels campeth round about them that fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So if your name ain't on that list, you got a front row seat, VIP ticket to distress and anguish. And then if you're here in America, ultimately you got a front row seat to a missile. Keep reading. It's verse 2. It says, many of those whose bodies lie dead and buried will rise up, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting disgrace. So, people, the good and the evil are going to rise. The good and the bad, so to say, or the righteous and the wicked, better said, are going to rise up on that day. Some are going to eat a missile, and some are going to receive salvation. And then ultimately, them chiefly eating, they're going to be in everlasting disgrace. Like we went into yesterday, their glory is shame is covering their glory. Shameful spewing. This nigga, he's gonna, cause when you get caught red-handed, you get embarrassed. You're like, fuck. Nobody likes to get caught red-handed. So Esau's being caught red-handed on the world stage. Everybody's pointing the finger at him now. The chief house of Amalek, everybody pointing the finger at him, even his own people. But go ahead, brother.
I have a quick one. This is Ezekiel 7 and 6. An end is come. The end is come. It watches for thee. Behold, it is come. The morning is come upon thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come. The day of trouble is near.
That's what's coming, man. The day of trouble, anguish, distress, great miseries, perils. I mean, we got all kind of adjectives to describe the last days. Perilous times shall come. Well, here in the blue letter on the NLT, on the top of Daniel 12, it says the time of the end. And it's gonna be evil. the last days of Babylon ruling the earth are gonna be the worst days that the earth has ever seen. Literally. This is not an allegory. We're telling you, literally, it's gonna be a time like no other. And nor will there be a time like this ever again. And there ain't gonna be no need for weapons of mass destruction to destruction.
Mhm. It said, not the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thine abomination.
So all the wickedness Esau is, well, first and foremost, our people, they got to be paid back for. But it's twofold part of the Edom. Because is the one that brought all these abominations on the earth and promoted it. And if you go against it, then you are looked at as evil. That's what the scripture says: put good for evil, evil for good. Matter of fact, Esau will give you a raise. He'll throw you a parade. He'll make you a celebrity. The more degenerate you are, the more abominable you become, the more status you get. Which is, we all know that it's all in wickedness. Is a corruptible crown that Esau gives you. And then the next thing you know, you're in the middle of the ring saying, Jesus is king. That nigga last night.
Last verse. And my eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity.
That goes with Ezekiel chapter 9 as well. The Lord ain't gonna have pity. He's gonna send these angels out here to execute his vengeance. And that's all they're programmed to do, execute his judgments perfectly. Go ahead.
I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thine abomination that are in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, that smiting.
Bill jumped up to verse 25.
Ezekiel 7:25, destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none.
When that shit gets real bad, people's gonna start looking for peace and safety, and there ain't gonna be none. But Esau gonna come with his pseudo safety, which is gonna entail his chip. You don't have to figure it out all by yourself. Just come on down, get a chip, we'll ration you some food. But it's gonna be so chaotic. People they're gonna be so desperate, they're not gonna know what to do. So they're gonna fall for the okie doke. People are gonna be in the hour of temptation. People are gonna be willingly taking the chip, just like they willingly took the jump shot. There's gonna be people begging for it, and then there's gonna be people trying to kill you for not taking it. It's like they're damn near trying to kill you for not taking the jump shot. People losing their damn minds, fighting in parking lots and shit. Now you don't even hear about COVID. After Ukraine got invaded, that shit disappeared.
That's it.
Yeah.
Real quick, he spoke on something earlier. The brother thing he brought up things 12:1, basically saying that it's a time of evils or destruction. Greater than the flood and all the wars, Egypt. Any time in history that this time is going to be worse than that. Real quick, 2 Ezra 14:13. It says, now therefore set thy house in order and reprove thy people, which is what we're doing. All right, setting our house in order starts with ourselves and reproving the people. So you teach the word. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off that weak nature, because in order to endure these times is about to come. We spoke about a time like no other. The only way we're gonna get through this is through the things of the spirit. Right? That's why you gotta let go of the mortal thoughts. How we're gonna eat, the how. Hey, those are all mortal thoughts. Miracles are gonna be being performed for the elect, so they can eat. The scriptures in the same chapter, Daniel 12:1, everyone that shall be written in a book shall be saved. Okay, so we gotta let go of the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of men. The when, the how. Because this is going to be the greatest time of destruction ever. Jobs, all the jobs, everything the scriptures speak about, Egypt shall have no work. So those are all the burdens of men. Put all those things off. All right. It says, put off now the weak nature and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy onto thee. Because right now people are heavy laden with debt, heavy laden with bills and so on and so forth. all right, evils. It says, and haste thee to flee from these times is the point. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. So a time like no other. So even greater evils, like the brother said, that from the flood to the coming out of Egypt to the world wars to greater evils are about to take place than that, man. So we have to spiritually prepare ourselves, which we are doing, because greater evils are coming, man.
I'll grab this real quick, because going to the warning, here it is, we're blowing the trumpet of the worst time ever, and Jake can't even fathom, really even give an ear to it, because really the Lord put the blockers on him. But Jeremiah chapter 6, and verse 17, it says, also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet, but they said, we will not hearken. And that's why, really, this is how the prophets always been treated. The true prophets, you read Micah 2 and 10, not Micah 2 and 11, which Micah 2 and 10, but 2 and 11, it said even if a prophet or a man walking in the spirit of falsehood and do lie, and say, I will be the prophet of wine and strong drink, even he shall be the prophet of this people. Jacob come up with a new doctrine, and they're ready to line up, to hear what he got to say. But here it is, again, the true watchman giving you, that's what the watchman's job is to do, is to provide security for the city, patrolling, watching, logging, looking for suspicious activity. Warning you of the robber, Esau, the silver white man. And at that time, quoting Jeremiah's warned about the Babylonians and Nebuchadnezzar.
And warning you to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That's what the watchmen are doing, because we see the time. So what the Lord is looking for you Israelites to do is to repent, to turn back onto him. And those that hear the voice are going to turn to it, but we know that the majority of you Israelites are going to die. So these times that are coming up ahead, man, it's going to be a great ass whooping on you, man. That's why it's going to be so bad out here, is because of the controversy of Zion, man. All right? And it first starts at those that know that the Israelites, at the house of Israel, man. Okay? And then on to the rest of you Jakes, man. That's what apostles, we mentioned it yesterday at camp. Jacob's trouble is everybody's trouble, man. That was it on that up?
I was going to read Jeremiah 6 and verse 18, because it's going into it, Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah 6 verse 18, therefore hear ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Verse 19, hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. So you're going to the law, going to the commandments, as you said, repent, for the kingdom is at hand. That's a commandment. They don't want to do that. They don't want to put on righteousness. They want to be evil. They want to be wicked. So even the fruit of their thoughts, even the thought of wickedness, you can be judged for that, because that's in Proverbs. A foolish thought is sin. So the Lord's going to punish you for that, because again, you've been warned ample times, and then you want to get right when destruction comes. The same song and dance has been going on with our people, the wicked of them, and this time is no different. So going to the worst destruction to come upon the earth, of course it would be first he's for Jacob, because that goes into Daniel. There's nothing that's been done under the whole heaven than what's been done to Israel, because why? Jacob's a rebellious and stiff-necked people.
That was it,
Yeah, I was talking about
this is 2 Ezra 7 and 42. He answered me and said, this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide, therefore have they prayed for the weak. I said that this present life is not the end where much glory doth abide, and we know that because this time period that we're in right now is about to come to an end, and the time period where righteousness doth abide is going to begin, or where much glory doth abide is going to begin. All right, as the scriptures say in 2 Ezra, I believe 2 chapters back in chapter 5, or it might be chapter 6, or is it down further in here? No, it's chapter 6, where it says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. We know that Esau Edom would be in power in the last days, because we know that Job 9 and 24 says the earth is given unto the hand of the wicked. So who's the one that's in power right now? It's Esau Edom. The scripture says that he is the end of the world. So we know that we at the end times, man, because this man is in power. The basis of men is in power, man. That's all the way, but we done. After this, the time of the Gentiles is fulfilled. Okay, all these, like Apostle Rama was just going into, I believe one of his videos from yesterday, or it could have been from the day before, but he said that all these nations had their time to rule, man. You had the Elamites, you had the Ishmaelites, Moabites, Ammonites. They all ruled, and they held Israel in captivity for a certain period of time, man. Okay, but now Jake is about to come up. Jake is about to get put back up as the head, man, where we belong. But that isn't going to come without great violence in the world, and that's what this is going to go into. It says, "Therefore have they prayed for the weak," verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. So that day of doom, all right, that day of destruction. Let me get that etymology for the word doom. It has to come first for this time to end, and the time where much glory doth abide has to begin. Okay, but the word doom, the etymology, it's Middle English, a law, statute, decree, administration of justice, judgment, equity, justice, righteousness. And there you go, man. And that's what's going to happen, man. Is righteous judgment is going to come upon the earth for the wicked deeds of not only Israel but of the heathen, especially Esau, Edom, man, because he's the one that's in power. He's the one causing all this mayhem on the earth. When you read, I think it's 2nd Ezra chapter 9. When you read on down, let me see if I find it real quick. Right, verse 20, 2nd Ezra 9 and 20 say, "So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the vices that would come into it." So the reason why there's so much chaos and havoc and death upon the world is because of the devices that have come into it. So if the man that's in charge, Esau Edom, he's pushing his thoughts, all right, his intentions out on the earth. That's why there's so much great peril, because he's the main guy in charge, man. He's the one pushing out these agendas. He's the one making Jake, not making Jake, but putting Jake in situations where they become wicked, man, and further wickedness. Okay, by giving Jake some money so that they can do more wickedness and reward Jake for wickedness. That's why here in 2024, man, wickedness is the norm. Good is looked at as evil, and evil is looked at as good now in these days, man. That's how bad it's gotten on the earth. And that's why there has to be a judgment that comes. Okay?
Man, because that's that day of doom, everybody been trying to kick down the road. You know, especially Esau with that debt, you know, kicking it down the road. And that debt is going into those sins, man. You know, and that's why, you know, going back to the time of ancient Babylon, where Jake, you know, they always been prophesying about peace. When there's no peace promised to this place. You know, there ain't no peace coming. They want to build up that wall and dug it with untempered mortar. Now there's no 2/3. You know, now there's no Jacob's trouble. You know,
and Brother Markov brought it out earlier, man. Evil and only evil is coming. The scriptures told you right there what's coming your way. Bad times, man. It didn't say peace. Yahushua definitely told you he ain't bringing peace. So what else is there? There's only one thing on this menu, and it's evil. It's bad times. That's what's coming to. That's going to be the reward for the wicked, man. And guess what? The elect are going to be able to see it with their eyes, man, because the scriptures say that. Only with thine eyes.
I got a quick one for you. This is Proverbs 11 and 5. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness.
There you go, man. Esau is gonna, all the wicked is gonna fall, primarily Esau, even by their own wickedness, man. Because it's all gonna be held accountable to them in that day, man. All this time they thought the Most High was slack, that he didn't see, that he wasn't witnessing these things. But guess what? He sent men out here to witness these things. Who are the two witnesses, man? Okay, we know High Priest Joshua and Zerubbabel, but in a broader sense, the northern and the southern kingdom, more specifically the elect, man. The prophets were out here being having a testimony of these things upon the earth, man, and writing it up to the Most High, and not to mention the angels. The angels themselves are witnesses to what's happening on the earth. You have more on that up?
No, that's the point.
Okay. Let me finish this
If
off.
I could add real quick to that precept, because the day of doom, you go into that as a brother went to etymology, is judgment. All right, there's an imbalance because of the devices that went out. So it's just too much wickedness going on. It's just too high. You know, as the brother said, the sin has just reached up to the heavens. So doom is needed to bring forth that balance, man. Because right now it's just completely out of balance. So judgment is needed to get rid of all. It's just too much wickedness. It weighs too much, man. All right.
I got something for you real quick. Habakkuk chapter 1, and I still got more on that second Ezra's. Habakkuk chapter 1 and verse 4 says, therefore the law is slack and judgment doth never go forth.
Exactly.
For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
Exactly, man. It's just it's ridiculous at this point. It's beyond ridiculous. So doom is needed. That's why you have prophets or judges. The Lord has raised up judges, aka prophets, to declare you like, yo, the Lord is he's gonna get rid of this shit, man.
One more verse, brother. Verse 5, it says, behold ye among the heathen in regard, and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days which ye shall not believe, though it be told unto you.
Yeah.
So, like the brother's saying, the prophets are out here telling you these things. But you still don't believe it. And now these things are starting to happen, and these devils, they see their fall coming. And they don't want to believe it. That's their pride, ultimately. And that goes for all you wicked, people out here, man. Your pride is not allowing you to see that you are falling, man. you really are losing. You're not winning on this side. You may think you are, but you're really struggling, man. You're going through it mentally, okay? The household situation just isn't the same for you. Things are looking a little tense at work. People are worried whether the company might go under.
Exactly.
Inflation keeps going up. The war keeps escalating. Hey, man, people are a nervous wreck out here. They just hide. That pride is not allowing them to see it because they're in complete denial. Yeah, more up. Let me finish back on the second Ezra's 7. I just got 2 more verses. Second Ezra's chapter 7 and verse what was that? All right, verse 44 says, and I'll read verse 43 again. For the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past, and temperance is at an end, infidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, which we just talked about. That righteous judgment isn't going forth. Well, unrighteous judgment is going forth.
That wrong judgment.
Wrong judgment. There you go. It says righteousness is grown and truth is sprung up. Then shall no man be able to save him that is destroyed, nor to oppress him that had gotten the victory. So nobody's gonna be able to save you people, man. You're gonna die. You're gonna be judged with what meat you brought, man. And the righteous, ain't nobody gonna be able to stop the righteous from being delivered, man. We got the victory through Yahushua. We have Yahushua with us, man. Lord's will we be those men. Okay? That was the point I wanted to get on.
I got a few scriptures. This is 2 Ezra 8 and GNT in verse 55. And I'm gonna just pretty much, you brothers can speak anytime. Read through 2 Ezra 8 and verse 55. So don't ask any more in GNT. So don't ask any more questions about the large number of people who are lost. For when they had the opportunity to choose, they despised the Most High, had contempt for his law, and refused to follow his ways. In addition,
Hey, real quick, because they despised the Most High because when they heard that correction from the prophets, they was hurt. It cut them up in the inside, because that's what the word is, a two-edged sword. So they would burn them. It would burn them up. It would cause a fire for them to become angry, like, damn. Because their conscience, talking about mainly you Israelites, because these other nations don't have consciences, something to tell them right from wrong. Okay? You Israelites, man, the Lord is giving you that spirit to hear the right way, but you're allowing the flesh to fight that off, man. And it hurts you. And so you start to hate the Most High. That's why these people eventually, when they come up to camp, they'll sit there quiet for a while, and then they'll start to get hurt. Their feelings start to get in the way because they're getting emotional about it. And eventually they start cussing, oh, fuck y'all. Start yelling, trying to overtalk people, to overtalk brothers, and that's a sign that they're hurt, man. But go ahead, Al.
yep, it says,
You got it.
kind of says, they despise the Most High. So this word here for despise and etymology, right? It says to look down upon. So they looking down upon the words of the Lord. And
That's beneath me. What do you mean humble down? Become loyal, forsake all. What's your wife say? I can't do it. I can't let these things go. I got aspirations.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, aspiration is gonna take you to World War III, out in the Middle East. See where your aspirations take you then.
Because it takes discipline. That's all it is. It's just the Lord just put a spirit of discipline on us to humble down and listen.
Quick one, quick. Jeremiah 16 verse 5. Which quote you start from the top, but the point. Jeremiah 16 verse 5. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament, nor bemoan them. Talking about the wicked of our people. For I have taken away my peace from this people, saith the Lord, even loving kindness and mercies.
And hey, that hedge,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, the Lord will have Israel protected, you know, to the point nations couldn't mess with Israel. But the Lord said, I've taken my peace from them, the Lord. And that's when the Lord opened up the gates and allowed the heathen to just have their way with Jake, man. You know, and the Lord's gonna allow Esau right now to just have his way with Jake, man. Like the brother precept, don't be concerned about it. I'm finna take that hedge off of him, that protection, and I'm just finna let Esau just do his thing, man. You know, the sword, you know, that's the sword of the Lord. That's why King David said that. Deliver me from the wicked, which is thy sword.
And it said the sword is sharpened and is also ready to make a sore slaughter.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why the Lord is getting ready to number two. Therefore will I number them to the sword. So he has numbered 2/3 of our people, multitude of them. Don't worry about them. It says to look down upon, scorn, disdain, treat with contempt. Now this is the point of the word contempt when you look it up. In the etymology it says open disregard. That's what they do when they walk past us in camp. You know, the Lord has put the spirit on us to pretty much rebuke openly. But they showing the open disregard and disobedience. And the only people that can disobey is the nation of Israel.
And whether Jake realizes it or not, you know, the prophets are, you know, obviously under Yahweh Shashar, their hedge, because of the word.
Exactly.
You know, I've taken their peace from his people, and that goes into the family of the word.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not gonna be out there prophesying, warning you, being a reprover to you. You know, you're gonna be left to your own devices, man. And then right after that is here comes the judgment, man. By the time then, you already took your chip, you know, missiles on their way. What can we do for you?
Exactly.
And that's why the Lord told Jeremiah, don't pray for them. You know, don't lament, don't even think about them because they're not my people right now. You know.
Beautiful. You got enough.
I got Isaiah 5, the point is verse 5, I'm start at verse 1, read down quick. It says, now will I sing to my well-beloved a song to my beloved touching his vineyard. My well-beloved had a vineyard in a very fruitful hill, and he fenced it, and gathered out the stones thereof, and planted it with the choicest vine, and built a tower in the midst of it, and also made a winepress therein, and he looked that it should bring forth grapes, and it brought forth wild grapes. You know, symbolic for the nation of Israel, right? Verse 3, O now, O inhabitants of Jerusalem, and men of Judah, judge, I pray you, betwixt me and my vineyard. What could have been done more to my vineyard that I have not done in it? Wherefore, when I looked that it should bring forth grapes, brought it forth wild grapes. You know, Jake going on. Verse 5, and now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down.
Yeah, that's why the Lord is going back to what Mikey said. The Lord is getting ready to move the prophets off the corner. All right, the Lord gave us a time for you, Jakes, to see thy teachers. And a time, pursuing Proverbs 1, the Lord said his hand is stretched out still. And no man regarded. So that time of the Lord of removing the prophets, all hell is getting ready to break loose, man. It's not going to be a YouTube era in the times we're coming into, man. It's not going to be a time of peace. Brothers is going into the only thing on the menu for Jake. It's evil, bad times. Yahweh Shai said it, man. Perilous times, perplexity, great distress, anguish. These things are going to play out in your lifetime. All right. 2 Ezra 8 in verse 57. It says, in addition, they mistreated the righteous servants of the Most High. You mistreat us, man. Whether you know us or whether you don't know us. You mistreat the prophets by your inward thoughts, your actions, stepping on the signs. All right. However it is, the Lord Yahweh Shai has calculated your disobedience and your disregard, man. It's all being recorded. It says, they have, verse 58, they have even said to themselves that there was no God. And the scriptures give you the intents of the heart. That's all we're doing is telling you what this is what the heart of our people is saying. You go into the scriptures and give you the intents of our people. Okay, so you said, they even said to themselves that there was no God.
Yeah, so they made a conscious decision.
Right.
They said to themselves. That's where the sin starts. The scriptures tell you in Romans, I believe 14, anything other than faith is unbelief.
Yeah.
It's sin. Yeah, roughly paraphrasing. So you know they made a conscious decision. There is no God. So they chose this, man. Like they all that God stuff y'all talking about. I ain't worried about that. They made a conscious decision, man.
Gave them up to their own delusions.
Exactly.
You be a nigga, that you gonna be a nigga. That's what Lord gonna give you up today. You gonna be a mole. Lord gonna have you be the biggest flaming mole on the block.
That's why when you go into that vineyard, you just gotta uproot it, just burn it down, because that's the seed that's sprouted, that's grown. They gotta be completely uprooted. You can't do nothing with that, man. On the righteous side, you know, as a vine sows a tree, you know, everything's gonna grow good from that good tree. But a wicked tree, you gotta completely just uproot it, because that's all it's gonna produce. Is wicked fruit. Is wild. Yeah, you gotta get rid of it, man.
Malachi 4 says neither root nor branch.
Exactly.
All the wickedness gotta go.
Because that goes into the ground, you know, because that's the type of agriculture, you know, pretty much going to fire, you know, slash and burn. That's a way to purify,
Exactly.
you know, because the ground, even to the ground, that goes into Jake's mind mentality. It's filthy,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep, just 4 more verses. 2 Ezra 8 in the GMT, and it says that they even said to themselves that there is no God, although they knew they must die. Verse 59. So the joys I have described are waiting for you, while thirst and torment are in store for them. And that's what the brother Ashat opened up with, man. This is the only thing that is prepared for the majority of our people. It's anguish. All right, distress, bro. Okay, because the hand is stretched out. Now the Lord is getting ready to put his hand in his bosom and duck the prophets off, man. It's all hell there, you know.
And we see that now, thirst. Here it is, we got living waters and they can't even drink from it. The Lord's he's already numbered the 2/3. So all this talking about ain't no 2/3. Look, here it is, we got the water, the living waters right here, and they can't even drink from it. Because why? Thirst was already predestined for them. That's their judgment. Thirst. What it said, thirst and what?
Thirst and torment.
And torment. So that's already preserved for them, and proof is here it is, we got water right here, and they can't even drink from it. I believe it was a curse King David put up. Let that was be a snare. So you can't even partake in the supper of the Lord, and that's them supping and receiving His word. They've been already ordained. They've been blind. They can't receive this, man. All right, we're just now physically waiting for that judgment to come, and you niggas really gonna be thirsty out here, man. Wanting to drink, wanting to eat. The torments are prepared for you. Because the scripture says it's an evil thing that thou hast forsaken thy power. That's an evil thing in the sight of the Most High. You know, now go serve, now call on those gods, man. Once again, Jake gonna want to seek the Most High early in their affliction. When niggas gonna want to start crying and wailing out to the Most High, but early that's it, man. That's it. That door is shut. All right, the doors of mercy are shut, and the Lord just finna roll out that judgment, man. It's already set. You got it.
Verse 59. So the joys I have described are waiting for you.
What chapter are you?
This is 2 Ezra 8 and 59 GMT. It says, so the joys I have described are waiting for you.
Yeah, and that joy also goes into glory. Because I was looking at etymology of glory this morning. Yeah, the glory, the joy. That's one of the descriptions of it was brightness. You know, the joy, the glory the Lord has set for His elect, those that do believe, man. Those that have adorned themselves and made themselves ready for the bridegroom. There's joy set for those, man. You know.
Hey, because you go back to chapter 7 where we read earlier, all the things that the angel was telling Ezra about, those are the things that are going to come to those that get that victory. But real quick, bro, let me just read, because I was actually gonna go back to this, but Spirit just had me get this one part now. Where's that? I just read it. Second Ezra 7, and I'll start at verse 57. It says, "Then answered he me and said, This is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight, that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said." And going into that suffering, because Ezra was like, yo, we didn't consider that the actions that we were doing on the earth, we were going to have to pay for it after death, meaning when we come back. So that's why we having to deal with these things. That's why the wicked of our people are going through what they're going through, and why that time of trouble is going to come upon them as hard as it is, because they didn't consider their past doings, neither the doings that they're doing today, man. So it's going to be a whole accumulation, everything coming together for them to be judged in one day. It says, verse 58 says that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said, but if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I said, going into that glory that the brother was just talking about, which is what you just said, because everything else before that, he was telling them. And so in the, Ezra was saying, he said, where is it? It said, "For what profit is it for men now in the present?" Or it said, Salakia. It says, "And that there is promised an everlasting hope." That's something that was promised. The everlasting hope. It said, "There are laid up for us dwellings," and I'm just paraphrasing, just skipping through the verses here. It says, "And that there are laid up for us dwellings of health and safety." And it says, "And the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led a weary life, whereas we have walked in the most wicked ways." But see, the Lord has set things up for those that are going to get the victory, man. And we know that if we continue to endure, okay, and allow ourselves to be changed, okay, through the chastising of the Lord, man, that we're gonna Lord's will obtain the things that were promised unto us, man. While the rest of y'all, because you despise the Most High, like the brother was going into, you rejected it, you're gonna have to deal with the punishments that come for it. You got it again.
Beautiful. You got something else, Mike?
Yeah. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 10. I read 8 and 9, which this part is talking about Lot fleeing in the city. But Wisdom of Solomon 10, verse 9, it says, "Regarding not wisdom, which is the fear of the Lord, they gat not only this hurt, that they knew not the things which were good, what is the good, who did man, keep the Most High's commandments and to fear him. It says, but also left behind them to the world a memorial of their foolishness." So that goes into the judgment that's going to be left behind. Here it is, you're the children of the Most High, but here it is mixing and mingling with the heathen trying to be like the so-called white man. So that finishing it says, "So that in the things wherein they offended, they could not so much as be hid." Because this destruction is going to be worldwide, world known. Like, it's not something that's going to be hid in the corner. Like, everybody's going to know what happened here in so-called America and around the world. And of course, the wicked Israelites here in America specifically, but the wicked in general. Because when something embarrassing happens to you, you don't want nobody to see it. But your foolishness is gonna be broadcasted, man. As we bear in our shame, we're gonna be broadcasted. As far as persecution goes, and you're gonna be blasted in the heavens. For your foolishness on this earth, man. So Wisdom of Solomon 10 verse 9. "But wisdom delivered from pain those that attended unto her." So wisdom delivered us from pain, meaning judgment. And going to that pain is those missiles. What they say they do hurt. The second death won't have no power with the elect, because why? Because they chose to fear the Lord. So again, attending onto wisdom, because it goes into a husband, attending, pretty much in the presence, dealing with wisdom. That's how we're going to be delivered from this destruction. And it goes into, again, us welcoming the Spirit of the Lord, man.
Yeah, real quick, just to add on to what the brother was saying about these people being ashamed. It's gonna go back right to the beginning. What happened when the sons of God sinned, man? They were ashamed. That was them being naked. Who told you were naked, man? They were ashamed, and they try to hide themselves. And you're gonna try to hide yourself in these days too from the Most High. But guess what? He's gonna find you, man, and he's gonna get you. Because what happened then? When they sinned, death entered into the world. This time you're gonna die, and death is gonna be no more.
And with the prophets too,
Yeah, exactly.
say that voice of the Lord, during the cool of the day, with the paraphrasing.
Declaring the end from the beginning, saying shit just backwards. This time death is gonna end. It entered in back then. Now death is gonna end. That
Time
time.
the prophets were there in the beginning, and back here at the end is give you the warning again. That's how they just even who was it? Was it Rebecca? She inquired of the Lord. Because she went to a man of the Lord. You know, go communion like they do at church, or what they call confessions. They went to a man of the Lord.
Alright, so Rock chapter 16, verse 7 says, He was not pacified toward the old giants who fell away in the strength of their foolishness, neither spared he the place where Lot sojourned, but abhorred them for their pride. He pitied not the people of perdition who were taken away in their sins, nor the 600,000 footmen who were gathered together in the hardness of their hearts. And if there be one stiff-necked among the people, it is marvel if he escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pardon his displeasure.
Going to those giants, goes into men of renown, the Israelites. The Lord didn't spare them, that goes into the flood. He spared not the old world.
No respect of person.
No respect of person. You don't care about your rank. You don't care who you is. Judgment is going to reign supreme.
Exactly.
So either what meaning pacified, meaning that's the sons of the giants, sons of God. Y'all, I ain't gonna touch. The Lord don't give a shit. He's gonna touch you because why his name on the line, man.
And that's gonna go right back to this, probably all the way back. Yeah, it go all the way back, and this is why the judgment is coming. It's because the name of the Lord is on Israel. And how can my name be polluted? So the Lord is making up his jewels. He's getting ready to spare them, and then he's getting ready to do away with them 2/3 because they're gonna come back through the elect. All right, so we can all be perfect, man. All right, it says 2 Ezra 8. These are the last few scriptures in verse 59 in the GMT. So the joys I have described are waiting for you, while thirst and torment are in store for them. But the Most High did not want anyone to perish. He created everyone, but to prepare life for everyone. For those he created dishonored the name.
Like what smoke? What's the Big Worm said? The smoking. I don't want to have to fuck you up smoking. The Lord don't want to. I think that's in Jeremiah. He says, "You don't have no pleasure in the death of wicked," meaning killing wicked Israelites. It's ultimately just business. The Lord rather us to repent. He rather us all just turn back and
Say that in Peter's, right? Not willing that any should perish.
Should come
all
to
come
repentance.
But at the same time, no respect of persons. You went off, you got to pay, which is why we always exalt Yahweh Shai. Like, bro, this is the way to be cleansed of those sins, to get the victory through him. So you got to accept him. All right, aka you got to come into this work. You got to serve Yahweh, and that's how we serve Yahweh Shai through this ministry. This is Yahweh Shai's ministry. When he came on the planet Earth, this is what he was doing. He started this ministry. That's why he went and gathered the apostles, and it's like the disciples first, and then so you got to come into this work to serve Yahweh Shai, to be exempt from that judgment.
Because that's what Yahweh Shai said. I've come not into the world to condemn it, but to save it.
Right.
What world was he talking about?
The world of Israel.
Exactly.
So the niggas just want to die.
Exactly.
They just want to die. That's what it is.
And he opened that up with that precept when it was open.
Oh yeah.
It was open for you too. You got to come to this ministry and serve Yahweh Shai. And what Yahweh Shai is going to do, he gonna let his pops know, let his father know, like, look, yeah, then these dudes right here, they legit, man. He said, I'm gonna mention your name to my father, even though the Most High already knows, because we were given to Yahweh Shai from the Most High. All right, we were a gift. The Most High gave us over to Yahweh Shai, but Yahweh Shai is gonna mention your name to the Father. Like, yo, these, him individually, him, and so on and so forth. And the destruction, it ain't gonna touch those guys. Hey, these guys have been basically exempt from the judgment. That mark of exemption. You gotta know.
Hey, real quick, just to back you up, is Isaiah 43. Let me just find the verse real quick. Just to back you up about the Lord calling us. This is verse 1. It says, Isaiah 43, verse 1, it says, But now thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, And he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. And what how should I say in that prayer? You know, mine or thine, thine they were, thou that hast given me. So we've been called by our names, man. You know, just back it up.
Back in 2nd Ezra, the 8th chapter in the GMT, verse.
Let me read verse 2, brother. It says, when thou passest, back in Isaiah 43, when thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burnt, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. For I am the Lord thy power, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Serbia for thee. Since thou was precious in my sight, like the brother, I remember the brother brought out a precept in camp about the jewels of the Lord. He gave them over to Yahweh Shai, man, which is the elect. Okay. It says, where was I? Verse 4 says, since thou was precious in my sight, and Lamentations chapter 3, I think like verse 1, it says that O ye men of Israel likened unto gold, man. All right. Thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee, thy fervent lover, right? Therefore will I give men, I will give men for thee and people for thy life. So there's going to be other people taken out just for our sakes, man, for us to be able to make it, man. Yeah, many are called, but few are chosen.
Yeah, right. Death and destruction, thou shalt laugh. And he showed that in Civil War when he towards the end when he popped the bottle, you know, watching the missiles, watching the destruction in the city take place. You know, they showed that, man. Like, we're gonna be all right in that time. Lord, we'll be those men.
And the bullet's gonna be bouncing off of you to hit somebody else. Nigga behind you get his dome blew out. Last verse, verse 5 says, fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. You know.
2nd Ezra 8 and back in GMT, verse 60, it says, he created everyone and prepared life for everyone, but those he created dishonored the name of their creator and were ungrateful to the one who offered them life. Verse 61, that is why the day on which I will judge them is near. I have made this known to you and a few others like you, but not to everyone. Right, so that goes to Matthew 13, you know, the Lord, Amos 37. The Lord is pretty much, this is all the gathering, the Lord bestowing his mysteries and his revelations unto his men, his secrets, the past, the present, and the future, what he's getting ready to do to Babylon.
Yeah, real quick, read that part about this was the life that was told on, this is about life that was told on to you, something like that?
This is 2nd Ezra 8, back in the GMT, and it reads, but those he created dishonored the name of their creator and were ungrateful to the one who offered them life.
They were ungrateful to the ones that offered them life. And the prophets have always been here, telling them about the life. The scriptures talk about, you shall hear a voice behind thee saying, this is a good way, walk ye in it. Real quick, going back to that 2nd Ezra chapter 7, this is the angel speaking to Ezra, says, for this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life that thou mayest live. Nevertheless, they believed him not, nor yet the prophets after him, nor me, which have spoken unto them. So they didn't believe, man. They didn't choose the way that led onto life, man. They chose the wide and broad way that led onto destruction, man. You know?
And that's why 2nd Ezra 15 said, let all the unfaithful die in unfaithfulness, and let not their incredulity trouble you. You on the right path. Don't worry about what you can see. All right? I got men around you doing it's on the same path. Gathered from the east and from the west. Baruch, it says, by the word of the Holy One, man.
Let me read verse 61 here. Because it goes back to the righteous again, man. To those that are going to receive the salvation. 2nd Ezra 7, and I'll read verse 60 again. Or verse 59, I'll read through I'll read a little bit down. It says, for this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life that thou mayest live. Nevertheless, they believed not him, nor yet the prophets after him, no, nor me, which have spoken unto them, that there should not be such heaviness in their destruction as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation. You see, there's going to be joy in them that are persuaded unto salvation. Why? Because they're going to be we're gonna be laughing, we're gonna be rejoicing, and we're gonna ultimately be caught up in the air if we be the, of that number. And it says, verse 62, I answered then and said, I know, Lord, that the Most High is called merciful, and that he hath mercy upon them which are not yet come into the world, and upon those that turn to his law, and that he is patient and long suffering, and long suffereth those that have sinned as his creatures. Right? So the Lord ultimately has dealt with you niggas being wicked, and us too, man, because we were wicked, man. He's been long suffering for us, okay? It says, as his creatures, and that he is bountiful, for he is ready to give where it needed. You see, and the Lord is where he's going to give it to, is going to be to that remnant. Because those are the ones that are sighing and crying for the abominations that are being done in the midst thereof. So they're going to receive of that mercy of the Lord where it's needed, man. Those are the ones that deserve the mercy. Y'all don't deserve mercy. The majority of Israel does not deserve mercy, man. Because they rejected the Most High, man. When he called, they refused. So guess what the Lord is going to do? He's going to put you on the block list. Do not contact. That's what's going to happen, bro. That's why as soon as you press that green button to dial to the Most High in that day, the number you have dialed is no longer in service.
Calling on Jesus Christ, but in that day they gonna be calling on Yahweh Shai, bro. And I have not known you. You know, Lord. No, you've been playing this whole time.
You got to know. I'm done.
Yep. This is Psalms 37 and 39. But the salvation of the righteous is of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. He is their strength in the time of trouble. And the Lord shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him.
Yeah, what does saving come with? It entails life, man. Preservation. You're being saved, you're being preserved from something, man. So with those people that are gonna be saved, that are being preserved, man, those are the ones that chose life. What does Scripture say? They that lose their life shall gain it. We've lost our life and we gave that up. The things of this world, the so-called important things in life, and we put the things of the Lord first and forefront, man.
Trust in him.
Those are the ones that are going to receive and be preserved, man. Receive the salvation and be preserved.
Yeah, those that trust in him, like the scripture just said. Because that's what it consists of, letting yourself go, okay? Trusting in the Lord, not seeking, after your own will, okay? Literally letting go of that free will spirit and actually submitting to the will of the Lord, man, okay? The Lord said those that trusted in him. See, these people are taught not to trust the Lord. They're taught to trust Satan. Because Satan's philosophies is what condition you to believe that his way of life is right. So that's how you end up trusting in him.
They say they trust in oppression.
Shall be that shame.
Exactly.
Trust in Egypt shall be that shame, man.
Because the only glory that's coming to this place is shame. So you trust it and keep going out with it. Go hand join in hand. The wicked shall not be punished.
I got something real quick. These brothers, they ultimately our people they turned their back on the Lord, so that's what the Lord's gonna do in them. Because right now he's reaching out for them through his prophets and giving them his message and his word, but they just want to keep slapping the Lord's hand away. This is Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children.
Yeah, that's heavy. Because that's him taking away his peace. Okay? His peace is representing that path on the salvation through his prophets, the mouth of his prophets that's giving the instructions. Which the Lord said, what? You are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Why are you destroyed for the lack of knowledge? Because as it says in Proverbs, wisdom is the principal thing, and all thy get understanding. See, you destroyed from not seeking wisdom and understanding this whole matter of life, understanding the ways of our Heavenly Father. Because if you examine the whole matter as far as, okay, the true powers that exist and the idols that was created, then you'll see who to put your faith into, man. All right? What kind of way of conduct you should be conducting yourself upon the earth in order to be in the best position to possibly receiving mercy, salvation. Because it's clearly inevitable that the judgment of the Lord is coming, and it's here. Okay, this is why we are going into the times of trouble, man. Because the signs of the end of times are here. The vision is speaking. And the Lord said what? It shall be the beginning of sorrows,
Can I
right?
get you a precept?
You got it.
You got Ezekiel 12:22. Son of man, what is the proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision failing?
Yeah, and that's the perspective that was sold onto you. Okay? That no, he ain't gonna come, or it's gonna be somebody else's time, or a great grandfather's been talking about this. It's gonna be as long after we gone. Right?
Well, now there is no God. You know, trust in science.
Right.
You're your own God. That's why the scriptures talk, because that's the Satanism in
right.
itself. That's why the scriptures say, in the last days they should be lovers of themselves. Everybody will, selfies and narcissists. It's all self-worship, birthday parties and all that glorification. It's all Satan worship at the end of the day. It ain't nothing new. They're doing the same shit back then. But that's what they choose. They choose to serve Satan, which whatever you call it, New Age bullshit or whatever idol you worship. And if but now most people don't even worship idols; they just worship themselves. But that's still a form of Satanism. Matter of fact, that dude, the Price of Fame, or whatever, the YouTuber dude, he said, what did he say to get in the room? What they say? The price has not been paid. Remove the profane. So what do you have to pay? And what would they have to say? They had he pulled out the book, whatever religion they were. They had to say they were their own God. So that's not more than Satanism. And who were the number one prescribers of that? Women, lovers of themselves.
And that's heavy because that show you that Satan's job is to discontinue from your power. Satan's job is to cut off your faith. Because if you just believe in you, you're disconnected from the Most High. Even down to with this, we already know the end goal is what? The MOTB spoken about in Revelations, the 13th chapter. But what they're trying to do with all this technology, they're trying to tap into that God gene to discontinue from being connected to the Most High, from even having the ability to have faith.
That's what Esau says, but you can't take someoe's faith. That's you either have it or you don't.
Right.
Satan, his job really is to get us to lose our faith, to get into war. Because 2/3 he already got them, bro. They're not fighting the battle, the good fight. Then they lost in the sauce, doing backstrokes in the pool of Satan. Floating around in the floaties, or what they call it, the little hammocks in the pool and shit.
They just they went to their grave, man. Because that's what the whole book of Job is about, man. Satan trying to take away the faith of Job, and then Satan hopped on his wife and said, "Still thou believest in the Most High, keepeth thy integrity." What did she say? Forsake curse the Most High and die. That's what the majority of our people chose. They chose to go into that eternal sleep.
They rather forsake their power and die.
The little folding of the hands. Close their eyes, and they went into that resting place.
That last gasp. That's what they never had the breath anyway, though.
Let Satan take the wheel.
That's why it's the valley of dry bones, man. Because you got to be raised up from the dry bones, And the faith got to be drawn out of you, or brought. You got to be brought back to the remembrance. So that if it wasn't given to you in the womb, then you can't be drawn, and that faith can't be drawn out.
Because it's never in you.
That's why I say fight the good fight of faith, man. Jake just lay down,
because that's the fight of faith. Because Satan's gonna try to take you away from the faith. But shit, you already a nigga in the world. Satan, he chilling with you, shit. He popping bottles with you.
That's heavy because that shows you that it's only for the elect fighting that good fight of faith. The faith has to be in you, and what you're fighting for, you fighting to protect it, and you fighting to be re-nurtured by it, because our faith is being built up in these times from us being cleansed from the ways of this world. It's being drawn out.
That's why the more you grow in this truth, the longer you're in it, the more you like fuck all of our people, man, the majority of our people. They ain't gonna get it. You break it down to them preschool level, They still can't get it. Niggas can't run.
Let me finish real quick, Ezekiel 12:23. Tell the people, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I'll put an end to this proverb, and you will soon stop quoting it. Now give them this new proverb to replace the old one. The time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled.
And that's what he's declaring right now. All right? All that talking madness, all that is ceasing right now. And what is ceasing through his judgment. Everything that he said was going to happen, it's happening right now in your face. This is why all the scoffers got their tails tucked and they sleeping under their beds, man. All right? Because the Lord, he came to shut the building down, man. And you seeing that through, starting from our apostles and elders, everything that the Lord has spoken of through brothers, all right, is actually coming to pass. Okay? And like the Lord said, what? It shall be wars, rumors of wars. We see World War III, okay? We see all the nations that the Lord said that will be involved in this conflict has manifested in these times. You read about that in Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, all right? We see everything the Lord said to happen is happening, and we're not the only ones that see that, all right? The elites are seeing it, and they're scared, okay?
Yeah, that's why you niggas now are constantly complaining and crying about the cost of living. That's it for you, man. And that ain't shit compared with the Lord. Got stored up for you, man.
Yeah, because it's different. The thing about it is, it's different aspects of his judgment. See, the different aspects of his judgment, what Jake failed to realize, see, what you can't see is that this empire is falling, but Esau see that. He see that, all right, these signs that we have tricked the people to believe that wasn't going to come is actually here. And being as that is here, it represents the end of our age, which is why Revelation 12:12 is so important these times. They're coming down with that great wrath. They're setting the stage. Any given day, all right, something catastrophic can happen that's going to flip the whole dynamic of your reality. And that's 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter. The Lord shall come like a thief in the night, all right? And even down to what? You know, these cyber attacks that's being talked about, you know, certain things that hit the infrastructure of your society is going to change your life forever, man. Okay? Famines, okay?
I got some Psalm in the GMT. This is Psalm 69 and verse 27. It says, "Keep a record of all their sins. Don't let them have any part in your salvation. May their names be erased from the book of life of the living. May they not be included in the list of your people." All right, and that's 2/3 of our people, man. All right, the list of their actions that they are doing on the planet as we speak today. All right, it's all recorded, and the judgment is set. All right, for the reward of your, as a brother Mayam always goes into, there's a reward coming, whether it's for the wicked or for the righteous. But the list of your doings are all recorded, and there's a judgment coming for it, man. You got these jakes out there in the world that their conscience is eating them alive because they know this is the truth, but they so far in, they so far wicked that they can't go. They know they through, man. They gotta go all in until they destroy it, man.
Yep. Yeah, that's why the Lord said he's not, he should not be mocked. Galatians, I believe, 6 and 7. All right, whatsoever a man sow, that shall he also reap. And that's what you're seeing. The cases has been stacked, man. All right, and that judgment is about to be fully unleashed. You know, all you did was just walk right into me. That's all you did. Satan definitely had his way with you because the Lord said, what? The Most High he's not tempted. But ye are strayed away by your own lustful desires. So whatever was sold in you, that is what has been manifested. You know?
Yes.
Right. And since we were summarizing, we started off with Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. We're going into the book of life. It's Malachi 3 and 16. And they that fear.
And that 2/3 ain't gonna be written in the book of life. Like going back to Daniel 12. That's the ones that they're gonna be blotted out. You know, I mean, ultimately they'll be back, but they're not gonna receive salvation. That what Quan just read, they're not gonna taste of that resurrection. You know, the first resurrection. So it'll be part of the first fruits. They just be Israelite born in the kingdom. One day just pop, just get squatted out.
Yeah, because King David was
was quoting that, was saying that, you know, so that goes into the house of David. You know, the house of David is not every Israelite that's, you know, at this time, you know.
Yep. Real quick one. This is Psalms 119 and 155. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they seek not thy statutes. Just backing up the elder, you know, salvation is not for the wicked of our people, man. Okay, you can read that about in Jeremiah, the 30 chapter, the 7th verse, okay? The Lord said what? That he's coming down with judgment upon our people, all right, for being disloyal, man. Okay? So that's why the Lord says it's far from you. All right, yeah, eventually you're gonna get it because you're gonna come back through the loins of the elect, pure. Okay, but you gotta receive the judgment. The Lord is he's a just power, man. Okay, you can't expect to live wicked this whole life, all right, and refuse to hearken unto the Lord, continuously disrespect our power, and there's no consequences to that. You know, like the priest Kwame just read. These things, these sins are being stacked up, man. Like a Fed, when the feds come and get you, that's because they got you. Okay?
Dead to rights.
They got enough evidence over the years that now they can raise your ass.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're not coming with a search warrant. They're coming with an arrest warrant.
Sure.
So go ahead.
It's Malachi 3:16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name. So it's still the importance of that name. So that's why I keep on bringing that out correctly. You know, let you know shy.
Yep.
Where's that Proverbs 18? The name of the Lord is a strong tower. And, righteous runneth there into it.
Mm-hmm. And that shows you the importance of fearing the Lord too. So those that fear the Lord, they read that again, Baba Shah.
Malachi 3:16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another.
Spoke on one often to another. This is what you're seeing. You're seeing those that fear the Lord. Because when we speaking as far as doing these edifying lessons, these exalting lessons, this is for the hopeful elect. We're speaking to one another. This is to build us up in faith and continuously strengthen our armor, man. Okay? We're speaking on to one another. This ain't really for the 2/3. They don't even hear us. They not even, like the Lord said, they not even considering thy statutes, man. All right? As soon as they see an Israelite video, they scrolling up. Okay? But those that it's for, the Spirit is latching onto it and re-nurturing, man. Cleansing by the washing of the word. You know?
You have more that?
Well, that was the point.
Yeah, I'll close off on this then. This is Nahum chapter 1. I'll just get straight to the point. Verse 3 says, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. Yeah, so the left, the ones that are written in the book of life, they're gonna get acquitted. You know, get all the charges dropped, all the sins are gonna be blotted out. It says, the Lord hath his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. Again, so that's the point, you know. Consider the GNT, you know, because the wicked ain't gonna go scot-free, you know. Later that you did all this wickedness, you mocked, most importantly, you mocked and scoffed at the messengers of the Most High, which is mocking the Most High, you know, ridicule until the wrath of the Lord is gonna come upon you. Then what?
Yeah, if I may say this, you know, that's exhortation for us, man. You know, we always trying to do things the right way, do shit the legit way, you know, step by step, start from the bottom and genuinely work our way up, and then it just look like Jake just he doing wicked and you just doing all right, man. He just, you know, he just good, but hey. The wicked shall not be acquitted. Surely there is a reward for the righteous, man. So that's coming, man.
You know, this is in the GNT, Nahum 1:3 says, the Lord does not easily become angry, but he is powerful and never lets the guilty go unpunished. Where the Lord walks, storms arise, the clouds are the dust raised by his feet. Now, let me just jump to verse 7. The Lord is good, he protects his people in times of trouble. He takes care of those who turn to him. There you go. And he turn to him, not turn away from him.
So you know, we be those men, we have the greatest character witness of all, who's Yahweh Shai. You know, we mentioned earlier, he's in the ear of the Lord. This brother, that brother, this brother. You know, there's a good brother right there. You know, he called on. He was calling on your name. You know, here the angels report. Here's their reports. You know.
Yeah, because the issues of death
Belong to him.
belong to him. So you, that's who you want to
You
be.
pass over him.
Yeah.
You can pass over him too.
That's who you want to be in good standards with. You know, the person who controls death, man.
That's him you want to be feared.
Yeah.
You know?
The second death is coming, and that's all death is coming, man. And you want to be in good standards with him who controls the issues from death, man. And we do that through his son, Yahushua.
That's right.
You know.
A friend in high places.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Say with that, Lord's will is edifying to the hopeful elect. I'll give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
the honors to the other apostles, great millstones who were well. And salutation much love to the elected Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Shalom.
Shalom.